Should I get business cards made? Weather.
Oh, let's get t-shirts. Weather. I'm going to get a t-shirt that reads, I'm with weather.
I'm not surprised. You and I have had discussions about this for the last almost 2 years, right? At the very beginning, when I started to speak up about Sean's parents and how they died tragically in nursing homes, and how we found out that there were over 9,000 infected patients put into those nursing homes by the governor, Andrew Cuomo, and then how he covered up the numbers at least by 50% to sell his $5.2 million book. I got an email from someone that knows the family very well that said, you need to watch your back. And they were being very honest about that these are vindictive people.
That was Janice Dean there on Megyn Kelly's show, responding to reports that Chris Cuomo referred to her as the Fox News weather. Janice Dean, a senior meteorologist for Fox News, is not happy with the disgraced former CNN anchor for smearing her name. Late last week, reports circulated that Chris Cuomo had sought to discredit Janice Dean after she was publicly determined to hold Andrew Cuomo accountable for his nursing home death scandal. The reports detail that Janice Dean continuously called for accountability, and Chris Cuomo was determined to defend his embattled brother by asking one of his staffers about how he can discredit Ms. Dean. It's alleged that Chris asked how he can paint her as a far-right crazy. Janice Dean is not a political reporter for Fox News, but the nursing home death cover-up in New York is close to home. She lost both her mother and father-in-law early into the pandemic last year as a result of the Cuomo administration's careless policy of allowing infected residents to return to nursing homes despite still testing positive for the deadly virus. Ms. Dean has spent since last March calling for answers and accountability from the former New York governor, who has since stepped down after an investigation found he had sexually harassed at least 11 women who had worked for him. Despite Andrew Cuomo resigning for sexual misconduct, his handling of the nursing homes and the pandemic has been one of the biggest scandals to rock his leadership. An investigation carried out in January by the New York Attorney General, Letitia, found that Andrew Cuomo had underreported nursing home deaths by up to 50%. It also found the governor let COVID-positive patients return to their nursing homes for months, in turn infecting other residents. Proper PPE and testing was also not properly carried out in at least 62 state nursing homes. New York's new governor, Kathy Hochul, was sworn into leadership in August, and one of her first moves was adding an extra 12,000 to the state's total nursing home death toll. Letitia James's report also found the former governor had prioritised COVID testing for his own family, including for Chris Cuomo, back when testing was incredibly limited.
We learned that Chris Cuomo and others, friends and family, were getting VIP COVID tests. And what had to happen was the testing had to go to their homes. So the state resources, the people from the hospital or the state troopers would go out to the Hamptons to do the test on Chris Cuomo, and then they would have to drive upstate a couple of hours to get that test done. So they were already abusing these tests for friends and family when it could have been used elsewhere to actually save lives of people like my in-law.
Right. So, and by the way, he's our age. You, Chris Cuomo, and I are all the same age. We're all 51. And he had no business getting those tests. He didn't need a test more than the senior citizens who were dying and really needed to know whether they had it in those nursing homes. But he was more important. And that's the theme you see with this guy at every turn.
Chris Cuomo has already been in hot water for violating ethical standards in journalism. Over a week ago, he was fired from CNN after newly released transcripts found he was more involved in helping his brother Andrew Cuomo with sexual harassment allegations against him. The transcripts released by the New York Attorney General's office show Chris liaising with the former governor's staff. In one example, Andrew Cuomo's top aide asked Chris to check with his sources about a woman's allegations against the governor. He replies on it and then says he has a lead on the wedding girl, which was in reference to a woman who accused the governor of sexual harassment at a wedding they had both attended. Other than his primetime show, Chris Cuomo has since lost his book deal and radio gig.